Hello, and welcome to the video demonstration of the Virginia SOL online testing software. In this video, we will cover Grade 7 Mathematics Guided Practice Testing Items. There are 11 questions that will show you some of the types of test items that will be administered as part of the new Grade 7 Mathematics assessment. Some questions are multiple choice, and others are technology-enhanced items. Technology-enhanced items may require you to show your answer in another way, such as typing the answer in a box, completing a graph, or clicking and dragging the answer to a specific location. Let's take a moment to review the navigation of this screen. Next and Previous buttons appear in the bottom of the screen for each question. Clicking Next takes you to the next question. Clicking Previous takes you back to the previous question. Notice that the question numbers are also located in the bottom of the screen. For example, the screen will say Sample A for sample. For example, the screen with Sample A reads Sample. At any time, you may click the Flag for Review button located at the bottom left of the screen. This should be used for any question that you want to review at a later time. We will practice using this button when we are working on the practice items. Now let's look at the top of the screen. The tools you may use are in the toolbar at the top of the screen. We will practice with some of the tools as we work through this practice questions. If you forget what tool does what, you can click on the Help symbol to read about that tool. Click the Next button to proceed to Sample B. Sample B has a gray directions banner under the toolbar that tells you how to answer the question. When a question has a directions banner, you should always read it before solving the problem. The directions banner says, type your answer in the box. This sample question is an example of fill-in-the-blank technology-enhanced item. Use the Section Review button to navigate to question 2. This item requires you to find the volume of a rectangular prism. For items where you may need a formula sheet to solve the problem, you should refer to the formula sheet located in the toolbar to find your answer. Let's take a moment to locate the formula sheet. Click on the Exhibit tool and the formula sheet will appear inside a window. You can resize the window by dragging the right corner of the window. You can use the scroll bar on the right side of the formula sheet window to view all the formulas. After you write the formulas you need on your scratch paper, click on the Exhibit tool to put the formula sheet away. Click the Next button to proceed to question 3. Before you select your answer with the pointer, we will practice using the Eliminator tool. Let's practice using the Eliminator tool. On the multiple choice question, the Eliminator tool will help you mark choices that you do not wish to consider. At the top of the toolbar, click on the button with the red X. Selecting this tool will change your pointer to an arrow with a red X next to it. You can use this tool to eliminate as many choices as you want. To eliminate an answer, click the choices you believe are not correct. Then click the Eliminator tool again to put the tool away. If you eliminate a choice and then change your mind, use the Eraser tool on the toolbar to erase a red X. Click on the Eraser tool and practice using it to remove a red X. Click on the Eraser tool icon again to put that tool away. Now use the pointer tool to select the correct answer. Use the Next button to proceed to the next question. Let's take a moment to practice using the highlighter tool. You can use the highlighter tool on the toolbar to highlight text. To select this tool, click on the icon that looks like a yellow highlighter. Selecting the highlighter tool will change your pointer tool to an arrow with a highlighter next to it. Practice using the highlighter tool by highlighting the question, what is the probability she will select a yellow and a blue card? Click again on the highlighter tool on the toolbar to put that tool away. Click Next at the bottom of the screen to continue to the next question. Let's practice using the straight edge tool. You can use the straight edge tool on the toolbar to make a straight line or to underline text. Look for the straight edge tool icon at the top of the screen. When you click on the straight edge tool, you will see a drop-down box. Select Tool 2. Your pointer will now have an arrow with a slanted line next to it. Practice using the straight edge by underlining the question. Click again on the straight edge tool in the toolbar to put that tool away. Before moving on, click on the Flag for Review button at the bottom left of the screen. If this were an actual SOL test, you would click this button if you wanted to come back and review the question again. When we reach the end of the practice items, I will show you how the questions you flag for review will look on the Section Review screen. The Section Review screen shows which questions you have answered and which questions you have not answered. The questions you flag for review will have a picture of a flag next to them. Use the Section Review icon to proceed to question 7. Question 7 is an example of drag and drop technology enhanced item. The directions banner says, click and drag each selected number to the correct box. You will click and drag your answers from the dark gray box to the correct locations. The item says, use the given numbers to find an equivalent fraction and decimal. You may answer the item now. If you change your mind after clicking and dragging a number to a box, you can drag the number back to the dark gray box and select another number to drag into an empty box. You should have the fraction 1/100th in the fraction form box and the decimal 0.01 in the decimal form box. You must have both numbers in their correct locations for your answer to be correct. Also note, if only one number is placed into a box and the other box is left blank, the question will show as answered in the Section Review screen, even though you did not completely answer it. We suggest marking every one of these questions as flagged for review. Use the Next button to proceed to question 8. Question 8 is an example of a technology-enhanced item where there may be more than one answer. The gray directions banner at the top of the screen says, click on a box and choose each statement you want to select. You must select all true statements. The item says, identify each true statement. To answer the item correctly, you need to select all the correct numbers by clicking on them. If you change your mind about an answer, you can click on the answer choice and then remove your selection. Or you can use your eraser tool at the top of the screen to remove your selection. Before you answer this item, let's practice using the pencil tool to eliminate choices you do not wish to consider. Click on the icon in the toolbar that looks like a green pencil. Draw a slash over an answer choice that you do not wish to consider. Since this is a technology-enhanced item, you cannot use the Eliminator tool to eliminate your answer choices. If you change your mind after eliminating an answer with the pencil tool, you can use the Eraser tool to remove the slash. Now finish answering the question by selecting the true statement. You may use the pencil tool to eliminate the choices that are not correct. When you have finished with the pencil tool, click on the pencil icon tool again to put that tool away. You must have all of those equations selected, and only those 3 equations, to get the item correct. On the actual SOL test, you may see questions that require you to pick one or more answers. Some questions will tell you the number of correct answers to select. Some questions, like this one, will not give you the number of answers to select. You will have to decide how many correct answers there are. Use the Next button to proceed to question 9. Question 9 is an example of a fill-in-the-blank technology-enhanced item. This fill-in-the-blank box will only accept numbers and forward slashes. If a letter, number, or symbol does not appear in the answer box after you've tried it, then you cannot use that symbol in your answer. Once you've entered an answer, you can use the backspace key on the keyboard to clear your answer. Try entering and clearing an answer now. Click the Next button at the bottom of the screen to proceed to question 10. Question 10 is an example of a graphing technology-enhanced item. The directions say, click on a location above each bar to show the bar height. To answer this question correctly, you will click the location above each bar so that the correct height is displayed. Use the stem and leaf plot on the left side of the screen to determine the correct height for each bar. If you change your mind about a bar height as you are graphing the data, you can click on another location and the bar height will change. Click the Next button to proceed to the last question. Read the question and answer it on your own. Determine which answer is correct. Click on the answer you have chosen. When you are finished, click the Next button at the bottom of the screen to proceed to the review screen. The section review screen shows which questions you have answered, which questions have not been answered, and which questions you have flagged for review. To return to a question, click on the question number. Use the section review screen to navigate to question 9. Use the keyboard to fill in your answer. Then, use the delete key to delete your answer. Now click on the section review button to go back to the section review screen. Notice that question 9 shows as answered. Once you enter an answer for a fill-in-the-blank item, it will show as answered on the section review screen, even if you delete your answer. This is why we recommend clicking the Flag for Review button on every fill-in-the-blank question. Use the Section Review button to navigate to question 10. In this technology-enhanced item, you created a bar graph. If you were to change your mind and brought all the bars back down to 0, this question will still show as answered in the Section Review screen as well. This is why we recommend using the Flag for Review button on all Graph technology-enhanced items. Return to the Section Review screen. You can also use the Section Review screen to sort the questions. The top row of the Section Review screen tells you how many questions you have flagged for review, answered, or left unanswered. If you want to view only the questions you have flagged for review, simply click on the column header that says Flagged for Review. If you want to view only questions you have answered, click the Answer header. If you want to view only questions you left unanswered, click on the light blue box header that says Unanswered. And questions you have left unanswered will appear. To return to the Section Review screen that lists all questions, click on the top left light blue header. We are now going to review one more set of screens. Click on the Continue to Test Overview button in the lower left corner of the screen. Now click on the Submit and Exit Test button. You will see a stop sign with 3 choices. It's important to review these 3 choices. The first choice, I want to return to the test, allows you to go back to the practice questions in a section you haven't closed. You would click this option if you wanted to return to any of the questions. The section choice states, I want to exit this test and finish later. This option should not be chosen. This option may be used during the actual SOL test, but should not be used for this practice tool. If you click on this option, you will lose all of your work, and it will not be saved. The third choice, I am finished with this test and I want to submit my final answers, allows you to submit your answers. Since we are finished with the practice items, please click on the third option, I am finished with the test and I want to submit my final answers. Then click the green Final Submit button. When the Close Test Nav button appears, click it. This completes our review of the Grade 7 Mathematics practice items.